Alright, so welcome back to my channel, you guys. I know I have this white background, and if you don't know, I moved back home and the colors of my house is like a peachy brownie color, and for my videos I don't like that, so I have a backdrop for now. If I do change it, I'll let y'all know. But I want to go ahead and do my 2018 favorites, and these are solely products that came out in 2018. I know some people put products that they love throughout the year, but you guys know I always do my monthly favorites. So if you want to check those out, you definitely can. But for this video, it's just products that came out in 2018. And these products I love, like I am a ride or die for these products. So if you want to stick around and see what they are, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so first things first is foundation. And this year, I have found a lot of foundations that I really do love in my collection, and the first one is the Covergirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation in the shade D50. This is such a good drugstore product. I love the way it blended on my skin and controlled my oil. It just looks so natural but full coverage at the same time. Well, when I first heard about it, I was like, you know what, matte made matte foundation, this has to be good, and it really lived up to the hype. So this one I really love. You guys already know it at this point because I don't have any product left in here. So and the next one is the ColourPop Power Play Foundation in the shade G100. This is my favorite foundation in general. I love the way it blends on the skin, and it's a very gel-like formula. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's very gel-like, and it just holds throughout the day. It doesn't separate at all. Honestly, controls my oils. Like, I don't get oily at all with this foundation, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I bought this a month ago, a month and a half, and I'm almost out, so I have to re-up on this. But this is like my favorite foundation in the whole entire world. Like, I use it every single day. It's so bad. Now the next one is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Marquises, and this one really shocked me because it's not a matte foundation, it's not a dewy foundation, it's like a very in-between foundation. And even though if you're oily or dry, it doesn't matter at all because it looks beautiful on the skin, and I don't get too dewy throughout the day. It's like a very natural glow that comes within my skin. But for me to be oily, y'all, like usually I don't use any foundations like this, but the way it blends on the skin, the way it looks throughout the day, is just absolutely beautiful. This shade is a little bit too dark for me right now, and the next shade down is Macao, and that's too light, so I'm not really using this right now at the moment. But come summertime, you guys, I use this all the time because it's just bomb, and I'm sure y'all have seen this everywhere, so I don't need to say too much about this one. And the last one is the Colourpop foundation. I did get it in the shade Deep Dark 185, and even though this shade is not too bad on my skin, it's not my perfect match, so I don't wear it all the time. But besides that, the formula is amazing. I think this was like, I don't remember how much it was very affordable. I think like $5, I'm not exactly sure. But the formula is so nice for a drugstore foundation. It blends really well into the skin, looks very natural throughout the day, and it's just an absolutely beautiful foundation. So when it comes to primer, the one that really impressed me this year is the Farsali Skin Tune Blur Primer. This stuff, y'all already know, I thought it was very gimmicky. I'm like, a skin tone blur primer, what is this? I don't believe it. And it was $54. I'm like, $54, that is a lot of money for a primer. But when I tell you it works, it actually works on my skin. But it does have like a nice milky substance to it, but once you put it on your skin, especially if you're oily, it sets into like a nice powder primer. Once I put my foundation on top, everything blends really well, looks nice throughout the day, and it's just a bomb primer. So I'm gonna take back what I said. Their products are actually really good, and I do think they're worth the price because they're very nice quality, and they have a lot of ingredients in there that's good for your skin. So it's almost like a skincare and makeup product at the same time. So I do think it's worth it. And for some reason, my eyes have been looking so watery in all my videos. I don't know if I have allergies, but my eyes have been bothering me lately, so I'm not crying or anything. I just want to put that out there. But moving on to concealer, I do have the ColourPop Power Play Concealer in the shade ND2. You guys have seen this on my channel so many times at this point. It's so bad. Like, when I first heard about it, I just didn't think too much about it. I just stopped using Tarte Shape Tape, and I needed something else when it comes to high-end concealers. And I love the NARS one, but it creases on me. But this one here, so creamy, so hydrating, but it also sets really nicely on the skin, and it doesn't crease at all for me. And this is just like surprising because I never used to be a fan of Covergirl. For some reason, they didn't appeal to me. I'm not sure if it's the packaging or anything like that, but I was never like, you know, persuaded to try their products, but ever since I tried their foundation, the color corrector, and the concealer, they are a good brand. So I just want to put it out there. If you haven't tried this, I don't know what you're waiting for. You need to go ahead and do that right now. So when it comes to my makeup, my favorite part is concealer and setting powders. I don't know, I just feel like they transform the whole entire face. And the one that I've been using a lot throughout the year, or mostly in the beginning of the year, was the Milani translucent banana powder. But when it comes to drugstores and their powders are usually very ashy on the skin. They're not yellow whatsoever, so I never tried out. But this one really shocked me because when you open it up, it's a very nice deep yellow powder. I just wasn't expecting that at all, and it blends into my skin so nicely. I am so picky when it comes to setting powders because some look hicky on the skin, some look a little bit too dry, but this just look beautiful, and it's very affordable at the same time. So this one really impressed me throughout the year. But the one that you've been seeing on my channel a lot is a Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Kunafa. This is my favorite powder in the whole entire world. I don't look at any other setting powder just because this sets my skin so nicely. It looks so flawless, and the color is so deep and rich and yellow. Let me show y'all what it looks like. Like, look at this color. It is so hard to find a very nice deep yellow powder. Like, you don't see this at all no matter where you go. And when I saw this, I just knew it was gonna work for my skin. All right, so when it comes to Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick, let me tell you guys, when I first tried it, I didn't like it at all because the color range, the color section was terrible. I couldn't find a shade for me. It was either too light or too dark, or it was gray. So I'm just like, what is going on here? So I never used it as a foundation, but as a contour stick, I got the shade F16, and it gives me like a very nice bronzy tone to my skin. You guys have heard me say this before on my channel, but it just looks like I came back from the beach, and it's very nice and bronzy. And the way it blends out on the skin is so like creamy. It's so like, what am I trying to say? It's so creamy. It blends onto the skin really nicely, and it's bomb as a contour stick and maybe as a concealer, but as a foundation, I didn't love it because I'm very oily, and when it comes to this product, it's a little bit too greasy for me to wear as a foundation product. But as a contour stick, or probably even a concealer, I do think it's good. So yeah, this one was just, it was a hot mess at first, but I actually do like it. Alright, so moving on to bronzer, I do have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mahogany bronzer, and I tried this earlier on in the year, and I've bought so many like bronzers after that, so I don't use it as often. But when it comes to products that came out this year, I think it's a bomb bronzer. I love the way it blends on my skin. It goes on very nice and very smooth, and it gives like a nice tan to your skin. The only thing I will say is, okay, for those who are darker than me, this comes off a little bit gray on the skin, because I do have some friends who are darker than me, and they tried this out and they were like, Chi, like, this looks gray on my skin. I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought it would look, you know, brown on every single person, but that's not the case. But yeah, it's a really good bronzer. I just feel like they need a little bit more shades in there. But one bronzer I'm really excited to try in 2019 is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. They're coming out with a darker version, which I'm so excited for. I know it's a little bit too late for them to be doing this, but at the same time, I do want to try it out. So definitely see a review of that on my channel. So when it comes to highlighter, one that really impressed me this year is the Juvias Place Nubia highlighter, and let me show y'all what it looks like. But when it came to loose highlighters, I never really was a fan because they're so messy sometimes and they can get everywhere, but at the same time, when you put it on your skin, they look so good. So this is what it looks like right here, and it's a very nice bronzy shade. Let me give y'all a quick swatch. But the reason why I love loose highlighters is because they blend so well into the skin. They don't sit on top like regular highlighters. They literally melt into your skin. All right, so this is what it looks like right here. Like, look how pretty this is, and you get so much product in here. I think this was $14, but this will literally last forever on me. I don't need to buy another one for a long time, but it's so beautiful on the skin. I just love how reflective it is, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, and I've been wearing it every single day. Like, I can't stop. So I don't know about y'all, but Dose of Colors has been killing it this year. They came out with so many products, from eyeshadows to eyeliners and whatnot. But the first one I do want to mention is their eyeliner in the shade Extra Baggage. These eyeliners are so creamy, so moussey, and they literally glide on your eyes just so easy. Like, it's ridiculous because I'm so used to the Maybelline Pot Gel Eyeliner, and although I do love it, it's a little bit too dry and you kind of have to work with it. This is just so moussey and it just glides on the skin. I think it was about $20, so it's very expensive, but at the same time it does work. So what I do is I grab like a small spatula and I scoop out a little bit onto the back of my hand, and that's how I use it, because if you do leave it open it will dry out. But for $20 at first I was like, this better be good, and it's actually really good. And the next two are their single eyeshadows, and these are $20 a pop. And when I first saw the price, I'm like, you know what, that's expensive. That's really expensive. And this is what they look like. I completely broke all of them. I'm not sure what happened, but I think when I was moving it just got a little rough in there, so these are all broken. But let me give y'all a swatch of these because they're so pretty. Now, do I think they're worth the price? I'm not exactly sure if they're worth the price because it's really expensive, but they're always having a sale on their website, so you can go ahead and save some money. Currently I think they're doing 30% off their whole entire website, so if you do want these, definitely go ahead and check it out. So hopefully y'all can see this on camera, but this one right here is Encore. It's a very nice bronzy color, and this is Lock and Key, and these are so pretty on the eyes, y'all. When you put it on the eyes, it's so nice and reflective. So on one hand I think they're worth it, but then on the other hand I'm just like, they're so expensive. But they are having a sale right now, so definitely go on their website and save some money if you guys are interested in these, because they're really good products. It's just a little expensive. Now Fenty Beauty did come out with their Fly Liner, and this is one of the darkest, blackest liners I have ever tried in my whole entire life. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. I love the packaging. It is just so beautiful. So this is what it looks like when you swatch it, and one little stroke, y'all, one little stroke, and look at how much pigment you get in that. It is so black and dark. But the only thing I will say is it's still shiny when it dries. Like, I don't love a shiny liner at all. Like, I want it to be very dark and black on my eyes, but when you get pigment like this, you guys, you cannot complain at all. So for $20, this is amazing. And if they do come out with a matte one, y'all, I'll be the first one on there. But for now, I think this works. So pigmented, and like even the tip itself, like, look at that. It's just crazy to me. And of course, when it came to Fenty Beauty, the Stunner lip paints were so amazing. I picked up the shades Unveil and also Uncuffed. These are so creamy, so hydrating. They're not drying at all on the lips, and they're so pigmented. And if you haven't seen the swatches, I will swatch them for y'all. The back of my hand looks like a hot mess right now, but it's totally fine. So this is the shade Uncuffed right here. Very nice rosy color. I think it's so pretty right there. And also I do have the shade Unveil, which is like a very nice brownie color. I didn't think this would be dark at all on my skin, but once it dries down, it's actually very dark. But these are so creamy and nice. I love them so much. I wear them all the time together. I line my lips with Unveil, the brown one, all over, and then I put Uncuffed in the middle of my lips, and it's like a very nice, beautiful combo. So these two I've been using all the time. Alright, so this next product, I didn't think I would have this in my collection, but my sister went ahead and bought this for me. This is a Kylie Sippin' Pretty palette, and this was $65. So I wasn't planning on buying it at all. But these are the shades in here, and the reason why I have these in the video is because it's a very nice palette. I wasn't expecting this at all. They blend really nicely on the eyes, and they're so pigmented and creamy. Let me give y'all a couple swatches of these. I really need to clean the back of my hands, but it's totally fine. So these are the swatches right here, and look how pigmented these are. They're so nice on the eyes, you guys. I really do love this. And for $65, is it worth the price? I'm not sure if anything is worth $65 on your eyes, but at the same time, if it works, I still recommend it because it is absolutely beautiful. So Kylie, I see you. And last but not least is the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum. This is my favorite product of the year because when it comes to my skin, I've always suffered with discoloration and dark marks and all that good stuff on my skin. But I've been using this for the past month and a half, and it's made the biggest difference on my skin because my skin back in the day used to be very discolored and whatnot. But now when I take my makeup off, my skin is very even. And the price of this is $56, which is very expensive when you hear the price. But when it comes to AHA products on Sephora, they're usually like $80, $100 plus and whatnot. So those are really expensive. So for $56, this is actually a steal. So if your skin is very textured or very uneven or anything like that, I do recommend this product, or even AHA products in general, because they help your skin so much, you guys. So definitely check those out. Alright, so those are all the products I have loved this year, and it's so crazy to think how fast this year flew by. Like, it is just so crazy to me. But I'm so excited to see all the products coming out next year, and I cannot wait for all the good things that are about to happen. I'm so excited, you guys. So I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys in my next one.